Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson. Tonight, recently, Tulsi Gabbard talked to Tucker about everybody's favorite subject, death.
I'm moving toward death at like pretty high speed, and one of the first things to go is my sight, and I can't text without my glasses.
I've been feeling that way since I was very young, moving towards death at a rapid rate.
Yes, because we are.
Yes.
And the root of all wisdom is knowing that,
Exactly.
Knowing that.
Exactly.
I feel like people who are aware of death are way happier and lighter because they're not denying, what's just biologically intrinsic. Like, you can't get away from it,
Exactly. Because if you acknowledge the reality of death, and that it's not just something like, okay, I'm going to set my clock, it's going to come at this time, at this place, at this age, then you realize how precious life is, right?
Yes, and you're not in control.
You look at, the problems we have in mainstream media, the problems we have within leaders in just about every sector in our society. They're chasing all the wrong things, whether it's money or power or attention or, so-called love, affirmation, fame, and all of these things just come down to this refusal to even take a moment and ask the all-important question is, like, what is the purpose of my life?
I know.
Right? What am I chasing?
I totally agree. How could you miss that?
Now, as we look to the year ahead, we're reminded about what is most important in life and in death, that we find hope and inner peace in God's unconditional love for every one of us, and that true happiness is found in service to God and to others.
Well, as an atheist, I don't agree with the service to God mentioning that, but a lot of things, what they said, first off, life is short, death is coming quickly, and to recognize that is wisdom. It is the examined life. It gets into something Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living, and to think about death is to think about life, and really as a society we should discuss death more. But as a society, I can tell you right now, this clip was shared by Fox News and on Tulsi Gabbard's channel. They didn't get a lot of views because as a society, most people avoid death because of fear. Now, you heard about meaning. In order to add more meaning and purpose to your life, you need to recognize the reality of death. I believe that's true. Tucker said people that recognize death were happier. I disagree with that. If people that recognize death, the realities of death were happier, then it would be a much more popular subject. Most people are afraid. And myself, being an atheist, not believing in the afterlife, I've had obsessions with death. I've had anxiety about death. How I deal with it is to say there's a good chance that I'm going to live through tomorrow, and a good chance that tomorrow will be a good day. So it is a reality. It is coming rapidly, like they say. And what is your purpose and how do you want to die? As you get older, you experience more death with friends and family. Some people die suddenly. They don't see it coming. Other people get sick, or they're at an age where they know it's coming. You see people die angry and bitter. You see people die calm and at peace. You see people die where they're able to leave some kind of inheritance to their loved ones. You see people that leave very little except maybe some complicated mess that their survivors have to go through. So how do you want to die, which is directly related to how do you want to live? Recognizing the reality of death. How much time do we have left? What do we want to do with that time? What's important to us? All that is required for deeper wisdom, deeper meaning and purpose to our lives. Tulsi Gabbard brings in God and servicing God. She's a Hindu, so her God is different than the God that Tucker has. But for me, the most important thing is family and, of course, friends and family. And you represent your generation and you represent humanity. And it's kind of looking at that aspect. And, of course, yourself. What purpose do you want? What's important to you? How do you plan on dying, which is directly related to how you plan on living. And it's those things that are the motivators, not necessarily any religious belief, but for a lot of people, they do have religious belief, and that faith does give them comfort. For people like me, it's not possible to have that faith because we just can't believe in something unless it makes logical sense. And in our examination, it just doesn't. But either way, I think this is a conversation that our society should have more. Definitely would make our society more philosophical, more wise, and definitely a deeper conversation than most of the conversations that our society is currently obsessed with. But anyway, that's my take on it. Thanks for watching, and please share any thoughts that you have. Thanks for watching. Until next time.
Cisco, do we have to leave all our good friends now?
Only until next time, Pancho. Adios, amigos.